This is where the fun begins.
Hello there. How's it going?
Hey everyone, Hybrid Toy Reviews here, and today we're taking a look at the Star Wars The Black Series IG-12 and Grogu. This is the newest deluxe offering in the line, so it comes in a larger box. It's actually the first deluxe we've gotten in the new box style, so I'm super excited to take a look at that. And all in all, this is one of those things in Season 3 where some people really didn't like the comedy, and other people, the right people, like me, love it. I love a little slapstick here and there. Star Wars doesn't always have to be mega super serious, and I love the idea of Carl Weathers being the fun uncle who gave Mando's kid a toy that annoyed him. But, you know, Grogu having the ability to voice himself for the first time was really, really cool. And just, I loved the idea of a mech. This is everything that LEGO wishes their mechs could be. Anyway, let's get into the review and see if IG-12 and Grogu is a pickup for you, or if it's a no. And here's IG-12 and Grogu in the box. As always, we're going to take a look at it. This is the new deluxe packaging. There's no longer the tapered angle. It's a little wider than the standard packaging. Otherwise, it's the same height, and it's very similar to what we've seen recently. So you have your Black Series border across the top, looking nice, with the border over here saying number 41 in the Mandalorian line, IG-12 and Grogu. You get a ginormous window showing the IG-12 mech, some Anzellans, and Grogu off very well. The Mandalorian in orange. You also have orange in the backdrop there. Warning 4+ Hasbro. You got a wraparound window with your wraparound orange stripe and your Black Series logo. This side features some really cool art of Grogu and the IG-12 mech with an Anzellan on the shoulder, looking really nice. And, ooh, what's that? A barrel of a blaster coming in from the next figure? Well, actually, you can see the shoulder pad. That's the Imperial Super Commando, isn't it? Oh well, I got excited. Around back, you have your Black Series logo, a zoom in of that art again, a bio in varying languages, pause and read whichever language best applies to you. Once more, number 41 in the Mandalorian line. Some people get mad when they see that, because they don't have that many, like, OT figures, but as someone that likes everything in Star Wars, I'm okay with it. Mandalorian's a fun show. You have a bunch of legal stuff, Disney, Hasbro, barcode, legal stuff down below, little hanger tab up above. Nothing remarkable, everything that you're used to seeing. Let's get into the review. Here's IG-12 and the minifigures out of the packaging. Let's go ahead and start with not the accessories, but the minifigures, since there's no true accessories here. Set Grogu off to the side and take a look at the two Anzellans. These guys are sculpted incredibly well. They stand a little under an inch tall and are both unique sculpts, head to toe, and just look oh so very good. They have nice gray skin with kind of like peach sort of colored faces and bellies. And they have their hood wraps with their like goggles and welding masks and little mustaches and eyebrows and beards. The goggles don't flip down like they do on Babu Frick, the other Anzellan that we have in the line, but none of the pieces are reused from Babu Frick either. These are all totally unique sculpts, and they look oh so good for it. The one on the left here, who has the little like mustache, he has hands that are kind of in grabbing positions, and those work for putting him into the mech. This one kind of has wide, gesturing hands. They articulate at the shoulder. They're on little teeny tiny like ball joints that really just work like swivels. There's a twist at the head and at the waist on both of these guys. Setting them aside, taking a look at Grogu. This Grogu is actually a new sculpt. I mean, the head and some pieces might be reused, but the body itself is new. And their choice there was to actually sleek it up a little bit, because he wears a very, very baggy outfit. And they just kind of tailored it in a little bit to kind of make him the stuffed in the mech Grogu. So, looking at his face, he is just adorable. Looks very much like Grogu, very well painted. You have a little bit of that Grogu hair going on up top. You have a touch of like cream orange in the ears, and otherwise there's no paint except for around like the collar, and the cuffs are just a touch different than the plastic. He has his feet down there, which are on ball joints, but other than swiveling, they don't do much. Same with the wrists. The shoulders are on ball joints. They really just swing forward, and then the wrists are on ball joints. So you can kind of get them again in a grabbing the controls configuration. Speaking of the controls, bringing up IG-12, this guy looks oh so good. But of course, he has that great big cavern in the middle of the chest. Swinging that down, you'll see there's a little bit of a padded seat area in the back. And then looking this way, you'll see the control panel in front, where there are 2 joysticks which are actually on ball joints down at the bottom, which is really nice. So you have the choice of putting the Anzellan in here, who fits pretty well, and now his hands are just kind of forward like they're near the controls. He is a bit smaller than Grogu, so while he fits, he's a bit engulfed. However, taking him out and putting Grogu in there, Grogu is a little bit of a tighter fit, and kind of got to just fiddle him in, get his ears up in the shoulders there. There you go, you got him good and stuffed in. Bringing it in, you can get the arms worked onto the controls. It's a little bit of a process, but eventually you should be able to get it to where it pretty closely looks like, yep, he's got one hand on the control, and then the other hand is down on the yes and no button, which is a really good look. And again, he just looks nice, you know, in the mech. I do like this. Taking a look at the rest of the IG-12 mech, now that we have him inside, he looks very good. The nice thing here is that this is a complete and total new sculpt. There is no attempt to use any of the IG-88 and IG-11 parts, and he has been scaled correctly. He's no longer short, he's no longer unarticulated. The original sculpt was an old sculpt from late 2014, the early days of the line, and just did not compare to modern figures. So I'm glad that they've attempted to do a redo here. It has come out oh so well. And the nice thing is, while the torso is very unique, being a bit of a mech thing, the limbs could be reused with a new torso to give us new IG-11s and IG-88s. And I desperately hope Hasbro chooses to do so. IG-12 has some painted panels going on here with kind of brown around the shoulders and then tan on the biceps. He has black on his joints because those were the original rubber boots. Those are no longer rubber, so no more chances of splitting. He's got some tan going on the legs, and, you know, he's not just flat gray, you know, or copper like he originally was. He's got a lot going on. He's even got some panels going around back now. I mean, he's very, very well painted, well detailed, and just an amazing, nice looking new sculpt. I objectively really like what we're getting here. Taking a look at the head of the mech, this is where some of the best stuff has been done. So the original head was basically just a fixed piece. It would turn at the neck, which this still does, but it also features articulation on this lower eye section and on the upper eye section. So you can actually really kind of pivot him wherever, because he would, you know, spin his head around, you know, different directions, you know, and see behind him, because he really has, like, I don't know, like 10, 15, 20 eyes going on up top. He's a very, very well-seeing droid. So just a lot of really, really nice sculpting going on here. Just, it's a very, very sculpt-heavy figure with all the different hoses and pistons and stuff. Just very, very well done. Well done figure. Cannot compliment Hasbro enough here. So, I guess to run through the articulation, I just showed you the head. All it does is swivel. There's no tilt, which IG units just don't have. His arms can come out to a T-pose, straight out. They can do 360s at the shoulder. There is a swivel at the upper bicep. Single-jointed elbows can go way past 90 and then swivel at the elbow there. The arms, the wrists can rotate, and then the fingers actually open and close, which is a really nice mechanic there. It makes it so that you can have Grogu doing bad baby stuff, like picking up the Anzellans. Kind of have to pry him open. Oh man, come on. Of course you're going to be easy. There, grab him around the throat. But you can have him carrying the Anzellans. A lot of people I know have done that as their gimmicky photos for their reviews. And it's just a good look. Bringing the arm down. He doesn't really feature any abdomen articulation because he's a cage, but he does feature a waist swivel down there. The legs are on ball joints now, so they can kick out that far, which isn't like amazing, but it's better than the originals ever could. He can kick his legs straight forward, a little bit back. There is an upper thigh rotation hidden underneath of the shell there. Single jointed knees. Can go a little past 90 and then swivel at the knee. And then the feet kind of rock forward and back a little bit. And there's kind of a forward-facing pivot, but it's not like super-duper forward-facing. So the ankles are definitely the weakest part of the new sculpt. But again, they're also kind of just working with what the design can give them. So I'm not going to knock them super hard. To do some comparisons, of course, I got to bring in the Mandalorian himself, who is towered over by the IG-12 mech, which is fitting. Here's Bo-Katan, and then you always got to bring in the uncle who gave him the suit, Grief Karga. And then, because he was the only one to break up a Mando fight without bloodshed, here is Paz Vizsla and Axe Woves, ready to be told no, no, no. All in all, I think the scale here works rather nicely. So at the end of the day, what do I think of Grogu and IG-12? I think this is an amazing figure. I think that for what you get here, for the amount of new, unique sculpting, which has some reuse potential, but nothing like amazing, I think that this is a excellent choice for a deluxe figure, and hopefully they don't make IG-11 and 88 deluxes going forward, because I don't think they need this many fancy accessories or the decos to be this insane. Plus, the parts aren't, new at that point. But I think that he is an incredibly well-done figure. I loved this in Season 3 of Mando. I know that some people immediately hated it because, God forbid, Star Wars slip a joke in here and there. But, just is what it is. I think that Hasbro cooked here. This was very well done, and it's something that I feel was worth the wait because they did a great job now that we've, had it, out on screens for a bit of time. But all in all, I absolutely recommend IG-12 and Grogu. I think it is a yes, 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 if you were to ask me if you should put it on your shelf. And that's where I'm at. Thanks for watching. It means a lot that you did. If you enjoyed, you should leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that end of video stuff. You know the drill by now. I'm going to go work on something else. So until next time, may the Force be with each and every one of you. Thank you, Ood, for walking into my tripod. You are the GOAT. It's just assistant director things. And I will catch you next time. Bye.